What if I told you that your retirement income could dramatically change starting next week? The Social Security Administration just dropped a bombshell announcement that's going to affect millions of Americans. These aren't just minor tweaks. We're talking about three major policy shifts that could either put more money in your pocket or leave you scrambling to adjust your retirement plans. Stay tuned, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to break down exactly what these changes mean for you and your family's financial future. Before we dive deep into these crucial changes, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. This channel is dedicated to keeping you updated on everything Social Security, retirement, and financial security. If you want to stay ahead of these changes and protect your retirement income, you won't want to miss any of our upcoming videos. Drop in the comments if you're ready to learn about these game-changing announcements. Let's start with the question that's probably on your mind right now. How will these changes affect your monthly benefits? Well, the Social Security Administration has just announced three significant policy shifts that will begin implementation next week, and they're unlike anything we've seen in recent years. The first major change revolves around the cost of living adjustment, COLA calculation method. Many of you have been asking, why doesn't the current COLA accurately reflect my actual living expenses? The SSA has finally addressed this concern. Starting next week, they're implementing a more nuanced approach to calculating COL, specifically targeting the spending patterns of senior citizens, rather than using the General Consumer Price Index. But what does this really mean for you? Instead of using the CPIW, Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, they're transitioning to a hybrid model that gives more weight to healthcare costs, prescription medications, and housing expenses, the things that typically impact retirees the most. This could potentially lead to more accurate and, in many cases, higher COLA adjustments in the coming years. Think about it. When was the last time you felt the COL truly covered your increasing expenses? This new calculation method aims to bridge that gap. For example, under the current system, if healthcare costs rise 8% but general inflation is only 3%, the COLA might not adequately reflect the real impact on retirees' budget. The new system aims to correct this disparity. The second major policy shift focuses on Supplemental Security Income, SSI thresholds. Here's a question that might hit close to home. Have you ever had to choose between accepting part-time work and keeping your SSI benefits? The SSA is addressing this long-standing issue by adjusting the income thresholds and implementing a more gradual reduction in benefits as income increases. This change is particularly significant because it allows SSI recipients to earn more income without immediately losing their benefits. The new sliding scaled approach means you won't face that dreaded cliff effects, where earning just a few dollars more could result in losing hundreds in benefits. This creates a more fair and flexible system that encourages self-sufficiency while maintaining necessary support. Let me put this into perspective with some numbers. Previously, earning just $85 above the threshold could reduce your SSI benefits by $42.50. Under the new policy, the reduction will be more gradual, allowing you to keep more of both your earned income and your benefits. This could mean the difference between having to turn down work opportunities and being able to supplement your income while maintaining essential benefits. The third major change, and this is perhaps the most transformative, involves the retirement earnings test for those claiming benefits before full retirement age. You might be wondering, why should I have to limit my income just because I claimed benefits early? The SSA has apparently been listening to these concerns. Starting next week, they're implementing a more flexible earnings test system that adapts to today's working patterns. This is crucial because more and more people are choosing hybrid retirement, working part-time or consulting while receiving benefits. The new policy acknowledges this reality and provides more breathing room for early claimants who want or need to continue working. But here's what you really need to understand about this change. The earnings exempt amount is being adjusted, and the way excess earnings affect your benefits is being recalculated. This means you might be able to earn significantly more without facing benefit reductions. For many early retirees, this could be the difference between having to strictly limit their work income and having the freedom to pursue meaningful part-time opportunities. Now, let's address another crucial question. How will these changes affect different age groups differently? If you're already receiving benefits, the COLA changes will impact you immediately. However, if you're still working and planning for retirement, the earnings test modifications might be more relevant to your situation. For those under 62, these changes could influence your retirement planning strategy. Should you still plan to claim benefits as early as possible? Or does the new earnings test make it more attractive to claim early while continuing to work? These are important considerations that might require adjusting your retirement timeline. What about the implementation timeline? While these changes begin next week, some aspects will be phased in gradually to ensure a smooth transition. The COLA changes will affect the next calculation period, meaning you could see the impact in your 2025 benefit adjustments. The SSI threshold changes will begin immediately but may take several months to fully implement across all cases. Let's talk about what these changes mean for different income levels. If you're receiving minimum Social Security benefits, the new COLA calculation method could provide better protection against rising costs in areas that matter most to you. For higher income beneficiaries, the earnings test modifications might offer more flexibility in managing post-retirement work income. But here's something critical to consider. How do these changes interact with existing Social Security rules and benefits? For example, if you're receiving both Social Security retirement benefits and SSI, how will these changes work together? The new policies have been designed to be complementary, but it's important to understand how they might affect your specific situation. Another important aspect to consider is the impact on family benefits. If you have dependents receiving benefits based on your record, how will these changes affect them? The good news is that the SSA has considered family benefits in these policy shifts, ensuring that protective measures extend to dependent beneficiaries as well. What about Medicare? Many of you have asked about the relationship between these Social Security changes and Medicare benefits. While Medicare premiums often affect your net Social Security benefit, these new policies have been designed to better account for healthcare costs in the COLA calculations, potentially providing better protection against rising Medicare premiums. Let's address a concern many of you might have. Will these changes affect the long-term solvency of Social Security? The SSA has stated that these modifications have been carefully calculated to balance improved benefits with program sustainability. They've factored in demographic trends, economic projections, and long-term funding considerations. Speaking of sustainability, what about future adjustments? The SSA has built-in review mechanisms to assess the effectiveness of these changes and make necessary adjustments. This means the system will remain responsive to changing economic conditions and beneficiary needs. Here's another important question. How do these changes affect those who are still working but planning to retire soon? If you're within 5 years of retirement, these policy shifts might influence your retirement timing strategy. The new earnings test rules, in particular, could make early retirement more feasible for those who want to continue working part-time. What steps should you take now to maximize your benefits under these new policies? First, review your current benefits or retirement plans. Consider how these changes might affect your income and whether you need to adjust your strategy. Don't forget to gather all necessary documentation that might be required under the new policies. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to Social Security benefits. These changes provide new opportunities, but they also require understanding how to best utilize them for your situation. Consider consulting with a financial advisor who specializes in Social Security benefits to optimize your strategy under these new rules. As we wrap up, let's recap these transformative changes: a more accurate COLA calculation method, adjusted SSI thresholds, and a more flexible earnings test system. These changes represent a significant shift in how Social Security benefits will work for millions of Americans. What questions do you have about these changes? Drop them in the comments below, and I'll address them in our next video. Remember, staying informed about these changes is crucial for maximizing your benefits and securing your financial future. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, subscribe for more updates on Social Security and retirement planning, and share this important information with friends and family who might be affected by these changes. Hit that notification bell to stay updated on how these policy shifts develop and what they mean for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.